Alright, what's up everyone? So today, I'm doing a review of Valfaris. Now, Valfaris is fucking awesome. I love this game. I think this is definitely one of the best indie games I've played. Pretty much, it's a Metroidvania, side-scrolling, hack and slash, shoot 'em up game. So yeah, it's pretty much the sequel to the game Slain. If anyone's ever played Slain, it's pretty much like that, but fucking way better. Because Slain was kind of average, it was alright, but this game, shit's on Slain. It's way better. What I love about this game so much is that it has awesome graphics. To begin with, the graphics are awesome. Classic pixelated graphics, great gore, fantastic gore, man. Enemies will just explode. The torsos will get ripped off. They start walking around with their guts hanging out. The gore is beautiful. A lot of guns. You got a bunch of guns in this game, which you can upgrade. Different swords, different primary weapons, and different secondary weapons. You've got a lot of bosses. There's literally about 25 bosses in this game, and I think that is awesome. You know, more bosses the better. I always like a game with a lot of bosses. This game has great variety in its gameplay. You know, you've got a lot of enemy types, a lot of bosses, a lot of weapons. You got secrets. Like, it never gets repetitive because you're always doing something different. You got different types of level design as well. There are some sections that are quite gimmicky that can be quite annoying. Mainly like the worm sections. Like later on, with the little blue, well, the big blue gummy worm looking thing. That section can be quite frustrating. So you know, I'm not the biggest fan of gimmicky sections, but they're not too bad. They're not too bad, and I think it's just a good way of changing up the gameplay, you know. So it's not just the same shit, because you know, if you're just killing enemies, just shooting them or whatever the entire game, it'd get boring. So you've got platforming, you've got combat, you've got some gimmicky sections. I think the game does a great job of mixing up the game. You know, lots of different enemies and shit. Like I said, lots of bosses. You're always doing something different. The secrets, you know, because that was something that was sucked about Slain, is that there was no secrets in that game. Which, you know, I like secrets because it just gives you an incentive to explore levels, as opposed to just, you know, just going right the entire time. You know, it's lame. But the music in this game it's a metal soundtrack, and anybody that knows me knows that I love metal. I'm a good old mullet cunt, dude. I love the mullet chair. But this soundtrack is kind of generic. It's very generic metal. I think, with an exception of the main menu music, just like Slain, honestly. Like Slain had great menu music, but the rest was generic. Same with this game. I really like the menu music, but the rest is just generic. You don't really remember anything. It's quite forgettable music, so quite disappointed. You know, as a big fan of metal, I am disappointed with the soundtrack. The story. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit, man? Nobody plays an indie game for the story, bro. We play it for the fun gameplay. But honestly, I don't even know what the story is. The only lore that I know about this game, which is kind of cool, is that you are the son of Vrol. Now, Vrol is the final boss of Slain. So you're the son of the final boss from Slain, which is kind of cool, you know. And but other than that, I don't have a clue what the fucking lore's about. I just skip all the cutscenes. Well, not cutscenes, but I skip all the text because I don't give a shit. I never play these games for lore, man. I play it for the fun gameplay, and this game does a great job with its gameplay. It's absolutely fantastic, man. It feels satisfying. You got different variety, and the parrying as well. The parrying feels nice. I don't think it's as rewarding as Slain. In Slain, parrying was very rewarding. It was very powerful, honestly. Maybe even a bit too powerful. In this game, it's good too, but I find that it's only good on certain enemies, like the second to last boss and those enemies with the swords that they throw at you. But other than that, you know, I don't really use it that much. But yeah, if you love side-scrolling Metroidvanias, I would highly recommend this game. Trust me, you have to play this game. Play it now, okay? Trust me, it is fucking worth it. It is a blast. It's an awesome game. I just recently platinumed it, and it was a lot of fun. A lot of fucking fun, dude. Awesome game. I do have some problems with the game, however. They're quite small, but Mainly the problems with the game is that it's very, very unforgiving to new players. On the first playthrough, I had 500 deaths because it's very punishing to new players. This game don't give a shit that you're a new player. And the thing is that this game, there's a certain way that you should play the game if you want to do well. And it's mainly the health upgrades. Now, the way that the health upgrades work is that you collect these things called resurrection idols, and you can either use them to activate checkpoints, or you can save them and get increased health. Now, I didn't save them too much because I was new at the game, and I wanted to not get sent back too much, But it turns out that was a huge mistake. Trust me, if you're going to play this game, do not use every single checkpoint. Miss a few and save up on your idols, because in the long run, you're really going to want those extra health upgrades. I was at the end boss, the very end boss, with no resurrection idols, and I was getting killed in like 2 hits, 3 hits. Certain attacks did like a huge chunk of damage, and it was a nightmare. It's something like 4 hours. By the time I finished the first playthrough, I had over 500 deaths. Do you want to know how many deaths I had on the second playthrough? When I was prepared, when I knew what weapons to use, when I actually saved up my resurrection idols, I had 55. I had 10% of the deaths I had on the first playthrough. Isn't that crazy? But yeah, if you know what weapons to upgrade, mainly the shotgun, okay? The shotgun, the bastard sword, and the Pharaoh's Call, in my opinion, are the best weapons. But yeah, there are some other good guns too. But yeah, if you know what guns to upgrade, and save up your idols, and the secrets and stuff, you're going to do way fucking better than on your first playthrough, trust me. You're going to die a lot on the first playthrough, and it's going to be very frustrating. Honestly, I hated the game when I first played it. It was a nightmare, an absolute nightmare. I felt like I was just getting fucking, bullied, dude. I felt like I was getting bullied by the game. It's very brutal. So yeah, you definitely need to know what the hell to expect. Also, something else that's quite frustrating about the game is that it does have some cheap shit about it. It does have some cheap shit, like infinite spawning enemies, for example. For example, they have these bugs, which are probably the worst enemy in the game, because they they knock you off of like these ropes where you're trying to get up this one section, and there's so many of them, and you kill them and they respawn literally instantly, and they're a fucking nuisance, man. And there are a handful of other enemies as well that also spawn infinitely, and I don't like that. I wouldn't mind. I mean, I understand that the reason why they do it is because they want you to keep the action going. They don't want you to just play so carefully and cheese the enemies. They want you to be aggressive, But at the same time, there should be a small cooldown. Like, I find myself, like, certain enemies, like the robots, those little flying drones, are not even worth killing because they just spawn instantly. I pretty much just run and just hope for the best. And I think that's just dumb, really dumb. And also a lot of insta-deaths, which are very frustrating, especially for the Lord of Metal trophy, where you have to die in 10 or less deaths. Beat the game in 10 or less deaths. Very frustrating when there's so many insta-death traps. When I got that trophy, I had 5 deaths, and all of them were insta-deaths. Not a single one was just a regular death. They were all cheap insta-deaths, and it's very frustrating. So yeah. But overall, I think the game is fucking great. Absolutely amazing. If you're a fan of indie, if you're a fan of side-scrolling games, hackers/shooters, Metroidvania type games, I would highly recommend this game. I would highly recommend it. Trust me, pick up this game now. I got this shit for £10, which is about $12. You can get it on like Switch, I think, PS4, Xbox One, Steam. Pick it up, okay? Trust me, you will not regret your purchase. It's a great game. Absolutely amazing. Trust me. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. If I had to give it a rating, I'd probably give it an 8.5. Seriously, it's a fantastic game. Absolutely fantastic game. I had a blast with this game. Absolute blast. But yeah, I really, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope this review was helpful. And, yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Alright, sayonara, people.